Oh, excuse me, everyone. Okay. Hi, we're live. Say hello, Spirit. Say Merry Christmas to
Say
everybody. Merry
Merry
Christmas and Happy
Christmas
Hanukkah to everybody.
and Happy Hanukkah and Happy New Year
Yes.
and
Happy everything.
Happy everything.
Everything, everybody. Happy everything. And that's kind of going to be the title and the topic of tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the real reason for the season. That's what we're going to be talking about.
I love that. The real reason for the
The
season.
real reason for the season. That's what we're going to be talking about. And we are going to be teaching from A Course in Miracles tonight. That's what we do here in our classes. Welcome back to Transforming Relationships Through A Course in Miracles with the Quinns.
And thank you so much, those of you that have waited around. It's been weeks since we've come
Weeks.
together.
Doesn't seem like it's been forever.
Weeks.
Seems
Come
like
on.
it's been weeks.
And hey, we've had windstorms here that have shut the power down.
Last Wednesday.
We've had all kinds of stuff blowing in and out of the Quinn household.
We have bronchitis and walking pneumonia in the
Oh,
Quinn
yeah.
household. So
Don't forget to add that to the list.
yeah, so I'm still releasing stuff from my lungs. So so that'll be part of our show tonight. But it's been a long time.
No greater place would we rather be on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
On the eve of the many places in the world where people are celebrating and being joyous and happy.
That's right.
Fulfilling our function as children of God.
Because like we hear in this section today, the time of Christmas is the time of joy. Remember, everybody?
Right.
It's supposed to be the time of joy.
Exactly.
And this is the season, and this is the season where we're supposed to be celebrating the Christ. You know, that's the Christ Miss, Christ Mass, more Christ, right? This is a time of Christ, and this is the section we're going to talk about. And the Course in Miracles defines the Christ as our true self. This is the time when our true self is supposed to be reborn, you know, into the cradle of true love, which is guiltlessness.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're really supposed to be doing during this season, the Christmas, the season of Christ.
Right.
You know, and we're going to hear today about a section from A Course in Miracles that was dictated through the scribe Helen Schuckman during Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
So the author of A Course in Miracles, the voice of the Course, is going to be giving to the world through the scribe Helen Schuckman the true meaning, the true intent behind Christmas, the time of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
No. So let me tell you where we're going to be, and then we will begin. So let me first let you know where we're going to be at. So that is, let's see where that is. Here we go. So it's chapter 15, section 11 in both books, in both editions, the original edition and the edited edition. In the blue covered edition, which is the edited version, it is chapter 15, section 11. It's called Christmas as the End of Sacrifice. If you have any one of the versions of the original edition, then it's same. It's 1511, but the title is, in the original edition, Release from Sacrifice.
Release from Sacrifice.
So we got Christmas as the End of Sacrifice. You got the original title of the section, which is Release from Sacrifice. And I have titled this section Love as the Release from Sacrifice. Love. What is love? Love is you experience love when you meet love's condition.
Mm.
And in this section, it says that the Prince of Peace was born to reestablish the condition of real love and to demonstrate, hey, the condition of real love is release from demand of sacrifice, which means release from guilt. So the section starts off talking about that guilt is the demand of sacrifice. When you are giving someone guilt, You are demanding that they sacrifice their innocence in order to have love. And we've learned so wrongly and so poorly about love. We think love is sacrifice. Have you noticed that? we believe love is sacrifice. Whoever sacrifices the most for me, that's the one who loves me the best. Okay.
Well, because we also believe in that that win-loss concept.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a win without a loss. You
Right.
can't have love without a sacrifice.
Exactly.
So we don't understand what love is. Love requires no sacrifice.
That's right. Or loss.
Right.
And so it says in this section, the Prince of Peace was born to reestablish the condition of real love, which is release from guilt or release from the demand of sacrifice. You know, that's what the Prince of Peace was born to teach us, how to experience real love.
Because up until that time, all the world believed in was guilt.
Yes.
The world was just based on a guilt concept.
Yes.
Nobody's perfect. You're guilty.
And if you want love, you're gonna have to give up something.
And what do the guilty deserve but punishment?
That's right.
And so then you have this whole concept of sacrifice with love. You can't just have love. Can't just have love only. You have to have some kind of opposite to love, which would be sacrifice.
Right. That's the belief in duality. And,
Right.
and A Course in Miracles is a non-dual spiritual path.
Right.
You know, the Course in Miracles says there's only love and fear, and only one of those is real.
Right.
You know, and so the Course in Miracles doesn't say, well, the love and fear are both real. You know, you need both. You know, the Course in Miracles does not say that. The Course in Miracles is a non-dual spiritual path. It says there's only love and fear, and only one of those is real. Okay. And so we're going to hear about how to establish the condition for real love, which also means real happiness. Because love is peace, is happiness. They're all the same. They're all synonyms.
I bet it's going to have something to do with including our brother and sister.
And essentially, the main thing is releasing them from guilt.
Right.
Which means releasing them from the demand of sacrifice.
Which is doing what? Releasing ourself.
Yes, which ultimately
from
releases
guilt.
ourself.
Releasing ourself from sacrifice. And
Exactly.
who doesn't want a release of that?
You really?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do to have a release, you know, drink some tequila, smoke some marijuana, go on a vacation. But to have a release from guilt,
that's the ultimate vacation.
That's the ultimate vacation.
And it's free.
Right.
You know, and so we're going to hear about that. So I'm going to start by telling you what this section is the purpose of this section. Okay. I'm going to tell you what this section offers us. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to start at the last paragraph. And I'm going to read to you what this section offers. And then we're going to go to the beginning of the paragraph so that we've increased our motivation. So the last paragraph tells us what we get if we apply and accept these ideas. And then we're going to go into the ideas themselves.
I tried to get dressed up a little bit for you. I saw you in the bathroom and I was like, dang, girl. That's kind of what was going through my head.
I love hearing that.
So,
well, that makes me very happy
anyway,
to hear.
I like what's under the tree for the holidays. Yeah.
Right on. Well, you know, the way that you received that gift under the tree was because you did just this. You released from the demand of sacrifice. You released me from guilt.
All right.
And here I am, all pretty with a little bow on my neck.
I see that.
Trembling with readiness for your acceptance.
It's been accomplished. Before you ever push the go sell button.
All right, the go sell button. Boom, go sell. Sell. Sold. Okay, so we are in chapter 15, section 11 And I'm going to read to you from the last paragraph, which is chapter 8, before we begin.
All right.
Okay, here it goes. So this section that you're about to hear right now, this is how your new year can begin in joy and freedom. So anybody need a new year of real joy and freedom? Anybody could use some of that in this upcoming year, this new year? This section is how you begin a truly new year in joy and freedom, where you don't feel limited and you don't feel depressed. Okay. It says, there is much to do, and we have been long delayed. So this section that you're about to hear is how you accept the holy instant as this new year is born. And this section is how you take your place so long left unfulfilled in the great awakening. Oh, would you like to do that in this new coming year? That would be different. Let's see, in this new year, I would like to take my place so long left unfulfilled in the great awakening. Does that sound like a nice new year goals for yourself?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. How about you? Oh, Trisha says no sound. I've got no sound. Do you still have no sound?
She said she's a great lip reader, though.
Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Trisha. Okay. Well, that looks like it's on. Thank you, Trisha. Let's see here. Let's see what we need to do. Ba 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 ba. Work it, baby. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me push some buttons here. Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Now let me push some more buttons.
Push some more buttons. Push some more. Push some more.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to pull this out, and you're just going to have to tell me if you can hear us now, because we're not going to use the microphone.
Can you hear us now, Trisha?
How about now? Can you hear us now?
Maybe not up close and personal, but can you hear us now, Trisha?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, Trisha!
Oh, let's try one more time. Okay.
No?
Let's try one more time.
You can't hear us?
That was earlier message.
Oh.
Okay, let me see something here. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be flashing you or anything.
Okay. Can you hear us now, Diane? Or Trisha? Sorry, guys. We're on Facebook trying to get some audio going.
Okay. Forget about those. Take that.
I think they're over on YouTube now, though.
Okay, great. So, you guys on Facebook, can you hear us now? I've taken out the microphone, but we're, yes.
All right.
All righty. Thank you, Trisha.
Trisha is
See, listen, this is a...
People like Mary, Trisha, Diana,
We need
they're
you
all
guys.
like our support team.
Absolutely. Best team ever. Okay, great. So, there we go. Very nice. Okay. Wonderful audio. Good. Excellent. Okay. Thank you, guys. This is a co-creation. Okay. So I'm going to just briefly, I'm just going to repeat briefly what I said. This section that we're about to read in A Course in Miracles is how you can begin a new year in joy and freedom. Anybody can use a new year of joy and freedom. Freedom from what seems to limit you. Freedom from what seems to hold you back and down. This section is how to do that. There is much to do, and we have been long delayed. So we got stuff to do. And so then it says, accept the release from guilt instant as this year is born, and take your place so long left unfulfilled in the great awakening. This is the way to do that. This is the way to accept a happy release from guilt year, so that you can take your place so long left unfulfilled in the great awakening. This section is going to teach us how to make this new year different by making it all the same. And how can our new year be different? Well, in this new year, we could let all our relationships be made holy, which means be made happy for us.
And you could say, make all your relationships innocent.
Yes, which means make all your relationships happy and holy.
Right.
This section is how to allow all your relationships to be made happy and holy for you.
Mm-hmm.
For you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way to have what you really, really want. So that's what this section is going to tell us how to experience of this and in this new year. Okay. Anybody feel motivated to hear the section?
Oh, I'm motivated.
Okay. Me too. I want to learn how to have a year of freedom and joy where all my relationships are made happy and holy for me. Okay. Now, here's how we do it. So we go to the paragraph number 1 of chapter 15, section 11. Diana Dimple Miracles says, "Yes, I'm motivated. Let's go." I love it. I love it. As Diana Dimples Miracle says, as we say in my generation, straight bars. All right.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. Okay. So here we go, y'all. Remember what this is all about. It's about how to have all your relationships made happy and holy for you in the new year. Here it goes. Paragraph 1. You who believe that sacrifice is love must learn that sacrifice is separation from love. You know why? Because sacrifice brings guilt, just as surely as love brings peace. So if you want to, what does he say? You who believe that sacrifice is love, you got to learn that sacrifice is separation from love.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to experience real love, then you need to learn that sacrifice is not love.
Right.
Because sacrifice only brings guilt. Sacrifice doesn't bring love.
Mm-hmm.
When you demand that someone sacrifice in the name of love, that doesn't make them love you. That makes them resent you. It's only when you release people from guilt, it's only when you release people from the demand of sacrifice that you will ever experience their love and your love.
And when somebody's asking you to do something and it really seems like a sacrifice for you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a clue right there that what's going on is not the answer.
It ain't love.
Because love would never require one of the parties
To lose
or to sacrifice.
in the name of love.
To go, man, do I have to really
Give up
give them back this or do that?
Do I really need to lose in order to love and to receive love?
And we tend to want to do it because that's what we have been taught.
Yeah.
Love is a sacrifice.
Exactly.
But yet sacrifice is the clue that something in this picture is wrong.
It's not loving.
It's not loving.
It's not loving.
And your and my job, as always, is not to figure that part out.
That's right.
Ours is just we recognize, oh, okay, this is really robbing me of my peace. Mm-hmm. This really feels like a sacrifice to do this.
This must not be love.
And so this must not be love. Spirit, what do you say about this situation? Mm-hmm. Exactly. And your awareness of it is your spiritual IQ-ness. You know, you have a high IQ when you recognize, oh, this isn't love.
Right.
But you also recognize, but I'm not the one that needs to come up with the answer.
That's right.
I'm just going to give it over to Spirit, say, hey, I recognize a defect going on in the world experience here, and I give that to you. And Spirit's going to be fantastic.
Right.
Way
Now
to go.
now you can have a truly new year where a whole year where you experience real love.
Yeah.
Which means real joy, which means lasting joy and lasting love. Okay.
Right.
So you who believe that sacrifice is love, you must learn that sacrifice is separation from love. Because sacrifice brings guilt as surely as love brings peace. Guilt is the condition of sacrifice. So if you're demanding sacrifice, then that's a demand that someone feel guilty.
Right.
When you demand that someone feel guilty in the name of your love, then you are that is a guilt condition. Guilt is the condition of sacrifice. So only if somebody is guilty would they need to sacrifice in order to receive your love.
Right.
Or vice versa. Okay. And peace, so guilt is the condition of sacrifice. Only if I feel guilty will I agree to sacrifice in the name of love. And peace is the condition for the awareness of your relationship with God. So you can't have guilt and peace at the same time. They are opposites. Okay? They are opposites. Guilt is the condition for sacrifice, and peace is the condition for the awareness of your relationship with God or love. For through guilt, you excluded your Creator and your brothers and sisters from yourself. When you feel guilty, you're sacrificing your relationship with God and your brothers and your sisters. And through peace, which is the opposite of guilt, you invite God and your brothers and sisters back, which means you realize that your brothers and sisters and God are where your invitation bids them be. What you excluded from yourself seems fearful, for you endowed it with fear and tried to cast it out, though it's part of you. In other words, who can perceive part of themselves as loathsome and live within themselves in peace? And who can try to resolve the perceived conflict of heaven and hell in themselves by casting heaven out and giving it the attributes of hell without experiencing themselves as incomplete and lonely? In other words, if you're wondering, what the hell did that just say? In other words, when you wonder what the Course is saying, just keep reading. It's always explaining itself. In other words, paragraph 2, as long as you perceive the body as your reality, that's how long will you perceive yourself as lonely and deprived. Okay, interesting. Do you perceive yourself as lonely and deprived sometimes? Well, this is why. You only perceive yourself as lonely and deprived when you perceive yourself as a body, as when you see the body as your reality. Wow.
So again, the symptoms of feeling lonely, they say, you know, the holidays,
yes,
more people feel lonely than any other time of the year.
That's right. Very good.
And here, A Course in Miracles, being the superhero that it is, comes to the rescue, and it has a menu, and it says loneliness, lonely. Okay, here we go.
Right.
Loneliness
equals.
Oh, and also you feel deprived. They're both together.
Yes, they are. They go together.
They're both together here in this section.
Lonely means deprived.
So the thing is you think you're a body,
right?
That you're limited to this body.
That's right.
And that's what a body is it's separated from other bodies. And so it would feel lonely and deprived.
Exactly. And so lonely and deprived means I see myself as a body, which means I don't have the awareness of my relationship with God.
Right.
I'm when I'm lonely and deprived, that's right. I don't feel, I'm not like, oh, I can experience my relationship with God. It's so fulfilling. Lonely and deprived means I do not feel my relationship with God, my creator, or other people.
You know why?
I'm lonely and deprived. And you know why?
Because
Why?
I'm having a relationship with my body.
Exactly. And you know why I see myself as lonely and deprived, separated from God and everybody else, is because I have believed that love equals sacrifice and guilt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been given a lot of guilt. I've been demanding a lot of sacrifice by making people feel guilty. And now I'm not aware of my relationship with God or others because I gave guilt instead of love.
Mm-hmm.
And when I gave guilt instead of love, I literally separated myself from them and from God.
Yep.
So now I don't have an awareness of my relationship with God, and I don't have an awareness of my relationship with other people. And so because I've been given guilt, calling it love, now I feel lonely and deprived.
Yep.
Okay. Now, and here's another thing. As long as you perceive your body as your reality, that's how long you will also perceive yourself as a victim of sacrifice. Look what you made me give up.
Mm-hmm.
Look what you made me lose. Look what you took from me. I'm a victim of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
They took this from me, and you took that from me, and everybody's been taken from me. I'm a victim of sacrifice.
I gave up being a singer to
Exactly.
have your baby.
Isn't that when we break up in our relationship, we go, I wasted 20 good years of my life.
I sacrificed my slimmest years.
Exactly. All my good, beautiful, hot,
I gave my good
years
to you.
I gave to you. I sacrificed for you. That's what we always say when we're breaking up.
Right.
I can't believe how many years I wasted.
I wasted all my brilliance on you.
I wasted all my hot years on you. Oh my God. Okay. So as long as you perceive your reality as your body, you will see yourself as lonely and deprived. And not only that, you will also see yourself as a victim of sacrifice. And also, because you see yourself as a victim of sacrifice, you will see yourself as justified in sacrificing others. I had to,
hallelujah.
I lost in that relationship to that person, and now somebody else is going to have to lose to me, honey.
Yep.
Right. I know I'm justified.
We got some
equalizing to do, right? They made me sacrifice my hot and happy years, and now somebody else is going to have to sacrifice for me.
Yeah, I'm going to get a younger girl, and she's going to sacrifice her younger years for me.
There you go. There you go. And that is how you will feel, and that is what you will perceive as long as you perceive your reality as your body. Mm-hmm. Wow. Because as long as I see myself as a body, I'm going to see myself as capable of losing,
mm-hmm.
And I'm going to feel guilty. And so, wow. Okay. So then, okay. And then it says, now, because who could thrust your relationship with God aside without a sense of sacrifice and loss? Okay. If you're going to do what? Thrust God and your ecstatic relationship with God aside for the sacrifice, how can you do that without a sense of sacrifice and loss? And who could suffer sacrifice and loss? It's a question. Who could suffer sacrifice and loss without attempting to restore themselves? Okay, so if you see somebody as having made you sacrifice, right, somehow, and through the relationship, you made me give up such and such because of this relationship. How can you see yourself as suffering sacrifice and loss through somebody without attempting to restore yourself. So if I feel like you made me sacrifice through our relationship, and now I'm a victim of sacrifice in our relationship, I am going to try to restore myself
by me sacrificing.
Thank you. Exactly.
And then we both love each other.
Right. And then
we
we call it love.
Yeah, because we both are sacrificing for each other.
Right. We call it love, but we're not experiencing the ecstatic bliss that goes along with real love. If you are not experiencing ecstatic, lasting joy and happiness and love, and joy, then you are not experiencing real love. Right. You're experiencing something else. You're experiencing sacrifice that you've called love.
And A Course in Miracles, if it was getting really serious with you here on a Christmas Eve, it would then tell us that if you believe that the story of Jesus was one of sacrifice, that he came to be a sacrifice, then we're not in that vein of light, not seeing it correctly, because that's not how love does it.
That's right.
So, in other words, we've been raised up from our childhood that the only way that we have been able to understand love is by the concept of sacrifice. We think God loved us because he sacrificed.
Yes, right. His
Jesus, his son.
The only son.
And so that's the only way love can demonstrate that it loves me, if it does a sacrifice. Come on, do a sacrifice for me.
And then think about like the Old Testament.
All the sacrifices.
Isaac, and Isaac's father, was that Abraham?
Yeah, give me your...
And in that story, God is saying, prove your love to me, Abraham, by sacrificing your most precious thing, your son, your only son that you had when you were 99 years old.
And that's what I mean is from our, not just our childhood, but from generations handed down, that's what love looks like, is when you're willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
And Abraham must have been really in love with God because he was willing to sacrifice. Well, Abraham then didn't recognize what sacrifice was.
Right.
Or what love was, I mean.
Exactly.
That sacrifice was repelling from love.
Yes.
Refusing love.
Sacrifice is separation from love.
Right.
And so we've learned that love equals sacrifice. And we cannot even conceive of the concept of love without sacrifice. What do you mean a love that doesn't demand that you sacrifice, which means lose somehow? We can't even conceive of love like that.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about what a weak love. Such a weak love that it requires sacrifice to be in existence, rather than love requires nothing.
Yes.
It
doesn't make no demands.
Uncompromising, makes no demands, doesn't insist, doesn't control.
Yes. As a matter of fact, love, as defined by the author of love, God, love is the release from the demand of sacrifice.
Right.
Love says, you don't need to sacrifice your innocence for my love.
Right.
You don't need to be guilty. You don't need to sacrifice your innocence. You don't need to sacrifice your happiness for love. That's what real love says.
You don't need to be guilty for me to feel better about myself.
Thank you. You don't need to be less than for me to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
Like in reference to what Diana is saying here. She says, dang, I see how I'm doing this in a friendship I'm in right now. I told her some good news and she didn't even say anything at all. I felt like I had to sacrifice my joy in the friendship so she wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Exactly. We have learned that love means that you will give up your feeling of innocence and freedom and joy, for me to feel comfortable. me who sees myself as a body, so I see myself as deprived, right? I see myself as deprived. I don't have enough. I don't have enough to keep somebody. I don't have enough. And so I see myself as deprived, which means now I believe I have to make people feel guilty to stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel deprived, so I need people to feel guilty enough to give to me, so that I feel comfortable, so that I don't feel deprived. And then that's what we have learned is love.
And look how many of our relationships are, well, baby, I'm gonna go out with the boys to a football game tonight and just relax and kick back. Oh, really?
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
you?
you remember how you and Cheryl the other day I had to stay home and watch the kids while you went out?
So this is payback.
Not
see.
payback. It's it's your turn to sacrifice. You love me, don't you? You want me to be happy too. It's not just
that's right.
you being happy all the time.
Oh, that's right.
And this is how I be happy is when you're not happy.
That's right.
A little bit.
That's
right. Because you'll be
right.
glad to be home with the kids.
Yeah,
all night.
that's right. I just remembered love is compromise, which means sacrifice. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. But be home by midnight and don't have too much fun.
Midnight tonight or the end of the weekend? What midnight are you talking about?
Okay.
Thanks for just saying midnight. It makes me feel.
Oh, I have to clarify which midnight I'm referring to.
But yeah, it becomes a competition, doesn't it?
That's right. It's a compromise. It's a compromise. Yeah. It's a bargain.
And in our mind, we're kind of adding them up. I just gave you 3 sacrifices in the last month.
And you only gave me 1.
And I've only had 1. I got some catching up to do.
You got some catching up to do. That's exactly right. The demand for sacrifice makes for the compromise and the tally sheet.
And we really feel, whether we're aware we're doing this or not, because of the old mind training, the old upbringing, we really, a part of us believes, wow, she just sacrificed me. She really loves me.
Right. And so now I need to sacrifice. Because we equate
sacrifice with love, sacrifice with love.
So now I need to give up something in the name of love, something that I want, something that makes me happy, something that I want to do.
And that's why I say, what a weak love. Of all the loves that God could have created, you think God, the infinite God that can do all things, anything is possible with God, that God's going to make a love that's contingent upon sacrifice?
Exactly.
And it doesn't even make sense. But yet, the story we were taught about God is all about sacrifice.
That God's all about the guilt tabs. Like Diana says, the keeping guilt tabs, LOL.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I sacrificed for you last week over here, so now you got to sacrifice for me in that.
Yep.
Okay. We got to be equal in our sacrifice tabs.
What do you mean you don't want me going out with the boys for the whole weekend? I built up. You know how many guilt tabs I've got with you?
Exactly.
I should be.
How many guilt credits?
Doing
for all you've sacrificed.
Bigger explorations and that.
For all you've sacrificed, you deserve at least a weekend of not sacrificing. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
I built up this, instead of doing just a small thing for sacrifice.
You've been sacrificing.
I've been collecting them.
Yeah. Sacrificing for years.
So I could do one big sacrifice for you to do.
One big sacrifice redemption.
Wouldn't you want to just get it over with in one big sacrifice?
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've learned about love.
All right.
Now, the Course in Miracles, as usual, takes what we've learned about something and tells us that actually the truth about it is the exact opposite. So whereas we were that love was a tally, love was a compromise with guilt, with sacrifice. Now, the Course in Miracles is telling us that the conditions for real love is the release from the demand of sacrifice, which means the release from guilt. And so if you want to really express real love or receive real love ever in your life, it comes from releasing people from the demand that they sacrifice to fulfill your sense of deprivation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I feel deprived, so you need to make up for that if you love me.
All right.
And the way you do that is you sacrifice what makes you happy and you sacrifice your freedom for my sense of deprivation to make up for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we call love. And now you know why we all feel so unfulfilled in love most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why we feel so angry in love, why we feel so deprived in love, why we feel so resentful in love, why we feel so many grievances in our relationships. This is why.
Yep.
Because we're not expressing real love. You're like, oh, why don't I experience real love? Because you ain't expressing it. You ain't giving it. That's why.
Yeah. When the love that you're giving demands sacrifice on the other person a lot, that's just not being awake. That's not being aware of how love operates. It's
what real love is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But it doesn't take too many times of meeting the conditions of real love, which the Prince of Peace was born to establish. It doesn't take many times of meeting the conditions of real love and releasing people from guilt, releasing people from the demand of sacrifice to realize that when you do that, oh, the love you feel is so good. It's so satisfying. It's so fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, ooh, man, how can I do that again?
Right.
You know, that's where you experience real love, which means real happiness and real peace.
And there's a lot of things that come up in our relationships where it initially the answers sounds like one or more of the parties sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
And because we recognize that's not love, we also recognize that is not the answer. And so that awareness right there is what Holy Spirit is trying to get us to.
Yeah.
Wow, you're aware of that's not how love works. And so that cannot be the answer. And again, it's not Greg's job to figure out what the answer is. All I see is Anna should sacrifice so that I get to go do this today.
Anna should feel guilty
and
so that you can feel innocent.
And she should just naturally feel guilty because look at all the sacrifices I've made
of your feeling of innocence.
Yeah, and so we shouldn't even have to have a discussion about
No, we should this. Because let me bring out the tally sheet.
It should just be obvious.
Right. How much I've sacrificed for her, which now should make her be willing to sacrifice the little for me.
But those of us that are tired of the old paradigm, we're tired of the old way, we actually want and crave to experience what real love, not fake, what love is like, because we've already experienced that. We've already been having
there, done that, got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, and so now we're like, okay, I recognize either there's a sacrifice over on that side, over on this side. It doesn't matter if there's sacrifice. That is not the answer.
That's not love.
And there is an answer in the story.
There is love to be experienced.
There is love to be had. But
yes, there is.
Spirit, what's the answer?
Exactly. It will.
And then love is going to be experienced. That's the beauty of it. That's the real power of it, is to experience love as it should be. And then you realize all of a sudden ideas come to one of you. Oh, by the way, we could do this. And then win-win.
Win-win.
No sacrifice.
No sacrifice.
And everybody's what? Fulfilling their function, which is to be joyful. That's happy. What this season is about, is to return to how to be joyful.
Yes.
And when there's no sacrifice going on for Anna or for me,
no deprivation,
then all that is left is joy.
Exactly. Because if you believe that you have been deprived by somebody other than yourself, there is only one thing that comes from your perception of being deprived somehow. Like, oh, you made me sacrifice my blah 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 blah. The perception of deprivation breeds attack. So if I believe that I have been made to sacrifice and I've been deprived by somebody else, the only thing I can feel is attack. The only thing that's going to happen for me is I want to attack to deprive somebody else. Right. For me. So because deprivation breeds attack. Why? Because deprivation is the belief that attack is justified. So if I believe I've been deprived, then honey, I believe my attack is justified, which means I believe that my demand that you sacrifice for me is justified. And then I call it love. But it ain't love because it's not happy and it's not loving. Okay. So in other words, if I cannot truly love you, which means release you from the demand of sacrifice, if I see myself as deprived of love. And
which you're going to feel deprived of love if you've had to sacrifice.
Exactly. And if I'm denying my essential relationship, my primary relationship with my creator, I'm definitely going to feel deprived. That's the ultimate, deprivation, So I'm depriving myself of my primary relationship with my creator. So now I feel deprived. Now you are responsible for that. You are to blame for that. And now you got to make up for that. And if you loved me, you will make up for the love I'm depriving myself of.
And by doing that, we're just depriving ourselves even more of our relationship with our creator.
Yes.
Because to be in relationship with our creator, nobody can be sacrificed.
Nobody needs to lose anything.
Once we've agreed to, I'm going to let it slide this time because it really allows me to do what I wanted to do, even though Anna has to really sacrifice. Not realizing I am severing not just my relationship with her, because once she feels that sacrifice, she's going to feel attacked.
Yes.
And want to have revenge.
Yes.
She's going to want to use a guilt, get out a guilt card with me and have me sacrifice
That's
tomorrow.
Right, honey.
So she feels unvictimized.
Exactly. So I feel like, redemption.
Yeah. And it's really awesome that the way Creator did set reality up is that nobody sacrificed.
That's right.
What a reality that is.
Exactly. And like Greg and I have been teaching from A Course in Miracles in the last couple of months, that God has an answer where nobody has to lose. Now we can't come up with that answer. I can't come up with the answer where, in this situation where nobody in this situation loses. But God's answer is an answer where nobody is asked to sacrifice what makes them happy. Nobody.
Right.
And if I am thinking, well, one of us has got to give up what we want in order for, this situation to work out, then I haven't heard God's answer.
Right.
Which means I haven't been asking for God's answer.
Exactly.
I haven't been asking for God's resolution to this problem.
Right. When we're like that, we're just focused on what we're trying to get accomplished for me.
Exactly. For my happiness.
Right.
Not
aware that, and we think, well, the only other way it could be is then I'll have to sacrifice some.
Right. Right.
And we're not aware that no, there is a win-win answer here.
There is an answer where no one needs to sacrifice, but it can't come from you because you believe love is sacrifice. You believe sacrifice is real. You believe loss is real because you believe in deprivation.
That's why you can't see it.
Yeah.
You're so hung up on the old belief system that love requires sacrifice that it's immediately what we run to.
That's exactly. And we are
and look for.
And we are so convinced that lack and loss is real. And so we are so convinced that that deprivation is real. Somebody can make me deprived.
Somebody has to lose.
Yeah. And that's our belief. That is the cornerstone of our old belief system, is that lack and loss is real. And so now that means I can lose. And, now I have to be defensive against losing more.
Right.
And the way I'm defensive against loss, I believe that I have been deprived. I believe that I have lost. I believe I don't have enough. I believe I'm inadequate. I don't believe I have all the love. I believe I'm deprived. And so that perception of deprivation breeds attack. Mm-hmm. So if somebody feels somebody feels deprived, they're going to be coming for somebody else. Mm-hmm. If I feel deprived, I'm going to be looking to you. Now you're going to be deprived. Now you're going to have to sacrifice because I have. And is what the line is, because deprivation breeds attack. Deprivation breeds attack. Why? Because deprivation is the belief that attack is justified, which means as long as you're going to retain the belief in deprivation, then attack becomes salvation, which means sacrifice becomes love. Mm-hmm. So as long as I'm maintaining the belief that I can be deprived, then I'm going to maintain the belief that by your sacrificing for me, that's love.
And so now, because I feel like I'm deprived, I am literally seeking sacrifice.
Yeah. Who will sacrifice for me?
Because I've been deprived, I need love.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm seeking it through Anna sacrificing, through my daughter sacrificing, through somebody bring me a sacrifice. I need love.
All the ways I've been deprived.
Yeah, I've been deprived.
So who's to blame for that?
And to think of all the sacrifices that all the religions have given to God, as if God is deprived, as if God is in need of
our sacrifice,
as if God is lacking.
You think about that. All of our religious books about what we need to sacrifice to appease God.
Right.
Okay. And exactly. And even before, like, God, Yahweh of the Old Testament, all the gods, plural, what do they all require? Sacrifice. So, like, all the many different pantheon of gods before Yahweh, they all demanded sacrifice. And then here comes Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament. And what does he demand? Sacrifice. And, oh, look, here's our spiritual book. It's this thick. And what's it all about? The demands of sacrifice that God demands of us. For what? Well, obviously God must perceive God himself as very deprived. To require all of our sacrifices, it needs a whole book, to list all the sacrifices. God must be very deprived.
And here the symbol, the child of God, comes to us that need healing. With the release of sacrifice, the release of the idea of sacrifice. When Jesus went around healing, he didn't say, "What's wrong? You have leprosy?
Yeah.
Well, how about if you do this and do that and refrain from doing this on Tuesdays?
And don't forget about the tithing.
Yeah, and don't be with any other women.
Right, of course, always the sacrifice of that.
Don't forget you're a leper. You're disgusting. Nobody wants to be with you anyway."
Okay.
No, he didn't put out any list of sacrifices at all. He just said, "You're innocent."
Yeah.
And that was it. Didn't require, in other words, demonstrating how love treats you.
Which is,
I don't need
no
you
demand
to
sacrifice
for you in my sight to be whole.
Yes. Exactly.
I don't need you to do something for you to be complete.
And I don't, and God is never telling you, I need you to sacrifice this to be worthy of my love.
Right.
You know, and
that's a contingent love.
But that's what we call love. That's what we
Right.
do with each other. We're
Right.
like, listen, this is what you need to sacrifice to have my love.
Right.
To have my dysfunctional love.
Yeah. And if you really love me, we're going to move to Alaska.
Yeah, you will give up whatever, for.
I know you hate the cold, but
we're going.
You really love me.
We're going to Alaska. We're going to go off grid in Alaska.
Yeah.
Even though we have no off grid skills
whatsoever.
If
But you love me, right?
She'll go off grid in Alaska with me with no off grid skills.
The more you do these crazy ideas, the more you love me. You know that, right?
Right. Yes, I've noticed. I've noticed.
And that's how we do it.
And that's
the more
why
sacrifices we think, wow, they really love them.
That's right. And that's because exactly. I'm sacrificing so much for them that I must really love them. I hope they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I'm gonna be real resentful. Woo-wee. Oh baby. Okay. All right.
The wall of China finally came down.
The wall of China finally came down. Right here, folks,
it's
on
not,
live TV.
It's not Gorbachev bring that wall down. It's whatever his name is.
Close the door.
Yeah, we'll be out in a little bit.
Oh, baby.
Man.
I almost had to sacrifice.
That would have been a sacrifice, losing a
Almost
teacher on Christmas Eve, people. I would have considered that as
a big sacrifice.
A real sacrifice.
to lose your teachers
especially
on
later
Christmas.
tonight.
Exactly.
And I'm like, baby.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you for not making me sacrifice my life for the wall coming down. I was like, oh my God. Look how I was protected. There's a wall coming down on my head.
And I turned right around as it's coming into my hand.
Exactly.
Like it was put in my hand.
There you go. See. And have to sacrifice my life just for a course class. Thank you, God. Okay. So now, since we believe that love is sacrifice, okay, that's why in all of our seeking for love, we were actually seeking for sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Since I believe,
and we're not aware we're doing
at
it
all. And then we wonder why we attract these relationships where it's like all sacrifice, and a lot of resentment.
Right.
But
so it looks like there's a lot of love there.
Right. And it seems like it looks like there's a lot of love there.
There's so much opportunity for sacrifice.
Because there's so much demand for sacrifice. Because I believe that love is sacrifice, then in all my seeking for love, which I am doing, I am seeking for love. I'm actually seeking for sacrifice. Right. Who will sacrifice the most for me? That's the one who loves me the most. That's the one I'm most attracted to.
Right.
Whether it's a mate or a child or a colleague or a politician or whatever, I'm seeking for love because I am lonely, because I feel deprived, because I see myself as a body. So now whoever will sacrifice the most for me, that's the one I think loves me the most.
Or the one that I can sacrifice the most for.
Yes.
We have that love, because that's how you create love.
Because that's what love means.
And I want to have love, even if I have to be the one to sacrifice.
Exactly. If love is sacrifice and I'm desperate for love because I'm lonely, because I feel deprived, then whoever I can sacrifice for, that's the one
I'll be
I want.
willing to sacrifice,
right?
Because I want to experience love.
Yeah.
And I believe and have believed that that's how I'm going to experience it.
Exactly. And so we really don't know the real meaning of love.
Right.
And that's why we feel unfulfilled still by love. And we're like, oh, I got love, but I still feel unfulfilled. Oh, here's someone who loved me. Oh, I still feel unfulfilled. Oh, if only I had someone to love, I feel fulfilled. And then, oh, here's someone who loves me, someone to love. I still feel unfulfilled. That's why. Because we have been defining love and looking for love in something that you will never experience,
Right.
in love.
Truly in all the wrong places.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in the person who will sacrifice the most. Looking for love in the person with whom I can sacrifice the most. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but in the holy instant, the condition of real love is met. Oh, I see. So how do I experience real love? Well, when you meet the conditions for real love. Okay.
And this gives us a clue, because those of us that ask, well, what is the holy instant?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, part of it would be the holy instant is where no sacrifice is being required.
That's right. That's right. The holy instant is the instant where we release each other from the demand of sacrifice. We release each other from the demand of guilt.
Right.
That's what the holy instant is. So in the holy instant, where you could say in the release from guilt instant,
Mm-hmm.
the condition for real love is met.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that release from guilt, release from sacrifice moment, then the minds can join without the body's interference. And where there is communication, there is peace. Hi,
I'm
Jerry.
reading Jerry's message.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and Naya earlier.
What did Naya say earlier?
Naya
I didn't see it.
said, Merry Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say something, and I don't know if she's still on there, but Merry Christmas Eve to you, Naya. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to you, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And so glad that you're here with us.
Beautiful. And remember, if you're just joining us, that one of the titles of this section, one of the titles of the edited version of A Course in Miracles is Christmas as the End of Sacrifice.
Yeah.
So to say to somebody, Merry Christmas, you are saying to them, Merry end of the demand of sacrifice, merry end of guilt to you. That's what Christmas is really about, according to this section.
Yeah. The end of sacrifice is the merry.
Yes. You will feel merry when
Yeah.
you're released from the demand of sacrifice, which means when you're released from guilt by someone who says they love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you will feel merry and you will feel happy when you give other people the release from the demand of sacrifice and guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You will feel love. You will feel happy. You will feel real love, which means you will feel really fulfilled, which means you will no longer feel lonely, which means deprived. To feel lonely is to feel deprived.
Mm-hmm.
To feel lonely is to feel deprived of relationship. And you only feel lonely and deprived of relationship when you have been giving guilt, when you have been demanding sacrifice of other people's innocence in the name of love. So where have you been doing that? Where have you been depriving yourself of the experience of real love? Where have you been making yourself feel deprived and lonely by giving other people guilt in the name of love?
Or doing.
Or where have you not been doing that?
Or doing things in relationships with others that are sacrificed to you.
Very good. Where have you been demanding you sacrifice your innocence in the name of love?
Yeah. Or with them.
Either way.
Either way,
Both
it's the
ways.
same.
Either way, the game of guilt is played, then somebody's got to lose.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now, so then it says, the Prince of Peace. Remember that guy? The Prince of Peace?
Prince of Peace.
Kind of the reason for the season? The
Right.
Prince of Peace? Okay. Let's talk about the Prince of Peace for a minute. the real reason for the season?
Let's do.
Let's do, since it's Christmas Eve
Right.
tonight as we speak. The Prince of Peace was born to reestablish the condition of real love. How did the Prince of Peace do that? The Prince of Peace did that by teaching that communication remains unbroken even if the body is destroyed, provided that you see not the body as the necessary means of communication. And if you understand this lesson, you will realize that to sacrifice the body is to sacrifice nothing. And you'll realize that communication, which must be of the mind, cannot be sacrificed. Where then is sacrifice? Well, the lesson that I, the Prince of Peace, was born to teach and still want to teach to everybody is that sacrifice is nowhere and love is everywhere. Because communication embraces everything. And in the peace that communication, which means release from guilt, reestablishes, love comes of itself. So the moment where you release from the demand of sacrifice, you or them, in that moment, love comes of itself.
You know, this is bringing full picture to me something different. Like, for example, let's say that Anna has to go off to work and that because of the situation or whatever, that the dog has to be left here at the house. And that I was wanting to go do something else. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to do this. And initially I'm thinking that's a sacrifice. And so this isn't the answer. And I give it to Spirit, and it ends up that she goes to work, the dog's left here, and I didn't go do what I thought I was going to be a sacrifice that I wanted to do. And then the day turns out to be this wholly inspired journaling day that I didn't even see coming out of left field, you know. And then you realize, oh, this is what Spirit wanted me to do. And as we're reading here, I'm starting to think, just because you perceive a sacrifice doesn't mean a sacrifice is happening.
Is being asked or demanded.
Yeah. You know, you can give it to Spirit, and if it still goes that way, let's see what comes out of it now. Because you've told Spirit, I don't want to sacrifice. But I want to do your will. I want to follow your path, and I'm confident that it won't lead to sacrifice.
Right.
And then you find out, wow, this day went better than I had thought it would go if it went the way I wanted it to go. And what I perceived to be a sacrifice turned into be a blessing.
So where you thought sacrifice was asked, actually a blessing was given.
Yeah, that no sacrifice. And I know the Course talks about that a lot, that where we thought a sacrifice was asked, we realized no sacrifice was asked at all.
And then a miracle was given to all involved.
Only a blessing was given.
Yes.
Only joy was given.
Right.
Only happiness was given. Only a relationship with our Creator was given.
Right. And so the Prince of Peace, the reason for the season, was born to reestablish the condition of real love. And real love never demands a sacrifice. Real love never demands that someone else feel guilty or give up what they want for love.
Right.
You know, and so so if there's a situation where it seems like somebody's going to have to sacrifice what they want for the other person to be happy, then that means that we haven't heard God's answer.
Right.
Which means we haven't asked for God's answer. We haven't asked for God's win-win answer to this seeming conflict. Conflict is like, oh, well, we can't both be happy, right? So somebody's going to have to lose here because we can't both be happy in this situation. We both want different things.
Yeah, you can see what's going on, can't you?
So somebody's going to have to lose here because we both want opposite things, which means one of us is going to have to lose.
Yep.
Right. And the Course in Miracles is telling us that the whole perception that somebody's got to lose for love and happiness to happen is the old learning, the old bad learning that's not true. And that means we haven't asked for God's answer, God who demands no one need lose or sacrifice for both to be fully happy.
Right.
So we just haven't asked for God's answer and waited for God's answer, which is a win-win answer where no one need lose for another one to have.
That's why we're at the crossroads, because the answer we have currently is requiring some person to or both people to sacrifice. Again, just like you said, because we haven't waited for God's answer.
Right.
God's answer requires no sacrifice.
God will give us an answer where everybody wins, where it's a win-win for everybody involved. Now, we can't come up with that answer. Why? Because we feel so deprived, because we see ourselves as a body. So now we see ourselves as deprived and capable of losing.
And we can't come up with that answer because we don't realize how deeply ingrained our belief is, and that sacrifice comes with winning.
Exactly. That for someone to win, someone's got to lose.
We just spent.
That's our belief system.
We just spent several weeks before this long break where Anna and I haven't done a class with you guys, talking about how we believe in a world of duality. To have good, you can only have good through bad.
You can only have gain through loss.
You can't have good if you don't have bad in the picture.
And you can't have gain without loss.
Right. You can only have win if you have loss.
That's the old belief system.
You have to have a loser to have a winner.
And the Prince of Peace was born to teach us the lesson that no one need lose.
Nobody has to sacrifice.
For everyone to gain.
For the other person to be a winner.
Exactly. And love does not require sacrifice or loss, ever, for love to be had.
There's an answer where both parties cannot sacrifice.
Where no one has to lose.
Where there's a win-win outcome.
Exactly.
But, again, we can't.
Nope.
It's not that we shouldn't.
We can't.
We can't come up with the answer because we're too conditioned on the reality as polarity
and deprivation.
That you have to have sacrifice, because we look for sacrifice. That's the only answers we look for. Well, does it have sacrifice in it?
Right.
Well, good. Then somebody can have what they want then.
And exactly.
Somebody can be a winner because somebody's going to be a loser here.
Exactly. And the Course in Miracles tells us, unless we hear an answer that tells us who's got to lose for me to win, then I don't think I've been answered.
Yeah, we can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
In the teacher's manual, it talks about filters, and that we have filters that we only let answers come in that meet the objective that we're looking for.
And unless I hear an answer which tells me who's got to lose for me to gain, who's got to sacrifice for me to feel safe and loved, then I don't hear that answer.
Right. I can't even hear that answer because it's not what my belief system, which is my filter system, is set up to hear.
Exactly. Beautiful. I love it. All right. So now we're on paragraph 5. So here's an instruction for Christmas.
All right.
And this is Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve, baby.
So romantic. Okay, here's the instruction for Christmas.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Let's open up the gift
It's not
under
go
the
out
tree.
and go into debt.
No,
it's not.
Is it to buy silver and gold?
No. The instructions for Christmas, for how to experience the joy of Christmas, has nothing to do with buying anything.
Nothing.
I know it's crazy. But it says, let no despair darken the joy of Christmas. Why? Because the time of Christmas, the time of Christ, is meaningless apart from joy. Okay, well then how do you experience joy? The time
Well,
of
you don't
Christmas is
with
a time of
sacrifice.
joy. Okay, time of Christmas, time of joy. How do you experience joy in Christmas, the time of Christ? Okay, how do you experience that? Well, here's how you do it. If
All
you
right.
want to experience the joy that this season is really about, it's not about going and buying things that people don't really need and going into debt. The whole purpose of this season is joy. Okay, but how do you experience joy in this season called Christmas, the time of Christ? This is how you do it. You can only celebrate the time of Christ or Christmas by demanding no sacrifice of anyone. Woo, because that's the only way you can experience joy. The only way you can experience joy ever, Christmas or otherwise, is by demanding no sacrifice of anyone.
I thought it was from opening up a big fancy present.
I know, under the Christmas tree.
Then I
and
would
going into debt
then
for
I
that
would
Christmas tree and all the presents
joy.
underneath it. That's right. That's what we thought the joy of Christmas or Hanukkah was. Was, was paying, sacrificing your money for presents for.
And that's what the Christmas as the world has taught us is you go sacrifice by staying in the lines at the mall for me and try to spend as much as I did for you. I sacrificed.
Where's that tally?
I sacrificed $150 for the gift I bought for you.
Where's that sacrifice tally?
And then you go sacrifice $150, find a parking spot, stand in line, and then come home and then wrap it up, put tape on it, put a bow on it.
Write a nice card.
All this sacrifice in the name of
love,
joy,
in the name of Christmas.
That's going to bring Hanukkah. Us joy to the world.
I got my Christmas list.
Yeah. We all sacrifice
for love. So, let no despair darken the joy of Christmas, because the time of Christ, Christmas, is meaningless apart from joy. Oh, it's about joy? Oh, I thought it was about presents and sacrifice and going into debt. Okay, the Christmas is meaningless apart from joy. So, here's how you experience joy during the time of Christ, which is Christmas. Here's how you do it. You celebrate peace during the time of Christ by demanding no sacrifice of anyone, because only by demanding no sacrifice or guilt of anyone, so will you offer me the love I have offered you. What can be more joyous than to perceive we are deprived of nothing? What could be more joyous than to realize that you are deprived of nothing?
I don't need you to sacrifice for me anymore.
I got everything. I have it all. What could be more joyous than to realize you have it all?
It's a good point. Whenever I make you sacrifice for me to be happy, then I'm expressing that I don't have it all.
Exactly. That you're deprived.
I could never ask you to do anything if I'm lacking.
Exactly.
If I'm not lacking.
If
I'm complete and whole. And that's where I believe the scriptures mean when they say, be you holy as God is holy.
Right.
Be you not needing other people to sacrifice.
Exactly.
Being needy.
Right.
But
be you
complete.
Not needy.
Yeah.
Be you not needy.
Be you not needy as God is not needy.
And as you are created, you are not needy.
Right.
If you are needy, guess what? Somebody else is going to have to pay.
Somebody's going to have to sacrifice.
If you are needy, somebody's going to have to pay. They're going to have to sacrifice.
I got needs, girl.
I got needs, woman. So you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to sacrifice because I got needs.
Right.
Wow. Now, it says that what could be more joyous than to perceive that you are deprived of nothing? I got it all. What could be more joyous than that? I have it all. I don't know
what could be more. I don't know either. Even people who win the lottery don't feel like they have it all.
Exactly.
But if you come to a place where you really feel like you have it all, then it would make sense that you don't need nobody to sacrifice. You don't need to sacrifice. I got everything.
Exactly. And the only thing that could make you perceive you don't have it all is your identification with your body. You thinking you are your body.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes you feel deprived.
Because our body
is deprived.
It's
so needy.
It's very needy.
Oh my God, the body
It needs a lot of sacrifice.
The body is the most needy relationship we have.
Yep.
100%. Okay. So, and the idea we are deprived of nothing, that's the message of the time of Christmas. Not I need to go and get something for you know who, or they better give me something because I'm so deprived of jewelry. The true message of Christmas is we are deprived of nothing.
And that, already have it all. That really was the message of Christ.
Yes.
Was Christ didn't take anything.
Right.
He only gave.
Exactly. Christ
because
wasn't
he didn't have any
I'm taking
need.
an offering here.
He didn't have
I'm passing around the basket.
Yeah. I'd like you to all put a bunch of fish and loaves of bread in here.
Exactly.
We're
I mean, there's a lot of folks
here.
We're
going to have some fish and bread boxes on the trees all around, so you can put some in there.
Right. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So since we only have 10 minutes, I'm going to skip ahead. Okay.
Skip ahead to paragraph 7.
Skip ahead to the point. Okay. Let's get to the point. So I'm skipping ahead to paragraph 7 where it says, this is a time. This is the time. So we're talking about Christmas. Okay. So here we are. It's Christmas Eve. So paragraph 7, this is the time here in Christmas Eve.
Yep.
In which a new year will be born from this Christmas time.
All right.
Okay. Isn't Christmas time the time when the new year is born?
Like you said, this is really the best New Year's resolution
ever
that we could be preparing for a new year here.
Exactly.
Is that, okay, I'm going to give up this old
belief system,
weary,
this old
belief system,
worn out
sacrifice.
Belief
for
system.
me to be happy, Anna needs to sacrifice.
Exactly.
For me to be happy, my brother, my sister, my mother, my son, somebody needs to sacrifice.
Needs to give up something for me to be happy.
For me to experience love.
Okay. So the time of Christmas is supposed to be the time when a truly new year is born, where a new year where you don't believe you're deprived, and now you got to find somebody who's going to make up for your deprivation. Okay. That would be a truly new year, right? That would be a truly new year where I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I need to find somebody who's going to give me what I lack for. Okay. So the time of Christmas is a time when a new year is born. Okay. And then the voice of the chorus, our teacher says, I have perfect faith in you to do all that you would accomplish in this new year. In other words, in this new year, nothing's going to be lacking. And in this new year, you're going to make complete. In this new year, you're not going to destroy, you're going to make complete. And so in this new year, so that you have a new year that don't have anything to do with deprivation and lack and getting other people to sacrifice because you're so deprived. In this new year, for you to have a truly new year where you accomplish all that you want to do, this is what I want you to say to each other.
To those that you're in relationship with.
To everybody you're in relationship with. If you want to have a truly new year
of joy
and no lack and no deprivation, where you realize I have it all. I don't need to get people. I need to make people feel guilty and sacrifice to do what makes me feel complete. If you want to have a truly new year of real joy instead of deprivation and lack, here's what you want to say to everybody you're in relationship with. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. To everybody, you want to say, I give you to the Holy Spirit as part of myself. Everybody in your relationship with, this is what you want to be saying. I give you to the Holy Spirit as part of myself. I know that you will be released from lack and guilt and pain unless I want to use you to imprison myself in more lack and guilt and pain. But in the name of my freedom from lack and guilt and pain, I choose your release from guilt because I recognize that we will be released from guilt and lack and deprivation together.
And I release you from sacrifice.
Yes. I release you from my demand that you sacrifice for me to gain.
Now, here's the trick here why we haven't been experiencing great joy is we think we get away with it.
Right.
Like, oh, look at I got away with it. Anna did sacrifice for me, and I was happy because I got to do what I wanted. But we don't realize we just gave something that we don't want to receive back. We just gave somebody else having to sacrifice. And now something's coming my way where I'm going to have to receive what I gave. I'm going to have to sacrifice.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
For, quote, love.
For somebody else.
Or security or whatever.
And we have to break that cycle.
Yes, that habit.
We have to break it by what did it do at the beginning? It said, I give you to the Holy Spirit. In other words, I don't know the answer because all I can think of is how the old way, how to sacrifice. Somebody's got to sacrifice.
Yeah. Somebody had to give up, be deprived.
It's not going to quite work out for somebody in this story,
but it does for I need.
But it does for the other person. So at least it gets the job done.
Right.
No, I give you to Holy Spirit. Why? In other words, I'm getting out of the way.
Amen.
As part of myself. There, you and I are now in Holy Spirit's hands. That's the best Christmas gift I could have ever gave to you.
100%.
Is to give you the Holy Spirit
ever.
As part of myself. I know that you will be released.
From
because
guilt.
If I didn't, you wouldn't be released.
That's right.
If I didn't give you the Holy Spirit in this story where somebody's got to sacrifice, you wouldn't be released and I wouldn't be released. We're both going to be stuck in this quicksand.
From the quicksand of lack and loss.
Unless I want to use you to imprison myself.
I know that you will be released from lack and loss and guilt unless I want to use you to imprison myself in lack and loss and sacrifice.
And the next time that sacrifice story comes up, I feel like that old Mel Gibson movie where he's laying on the thing and they're about to, kill him and he goes, freedom!
Braveheart.
Yeah, Braveheart.
Braveheart, yes.
In the name of freedom!
You can take our land.
Yeah, I wanted
but you can
so
never
much
take our freedom.
For us to sacrifice, but I didn't. In the name of freedom, I gave you as part of me to Holy Spirit. Because Holy Spirit has an answer that requires
no sacrifice.
Love has an answer that requires no sacrifice.
No guilt.
All of our stories have always been built on sacrifice.
Somebody got to be guilty.
That's why when the Christ came, we were like, well, if you're for real, then we need to have a sacrifice. And he's like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. All that again.
That old sacrifice story.
But remember, the Prince of Peace was born to teach us the lesson that love does not require sacrifice and love does not demand sacrifice at all. As a matter of fact, love demands release from sacrifice, release from guilt. That's what the Prince of Peace was born to teach us. And so on Christmas, when you're celebrating the Prince of Peace, well, you may as well celebrate the real reason why that teacher came. And it wasn't like, here's what you need to do to sacrifice to receive the love of God. It's that we got the message, as usual, completely backwards. Completely upside down and backwards again.
What is wrong is being called right.
Exactly.
What is right is being called wrong.
Our teacher's like, okay,
How long must I bear
Oh
with
my
you?
God. Okay. One
You
more
that believe
time
in
from the
you
top.
that believe in
The reason
sacrifice.
I was born was to teach that love demands no sacrifice. And love is the release from the demand of sacrifice.
And no
Love is
wonder
the release from
people
guilt.
are initially afraid to have a walk with God because they think, well,
So it means sacrifice.
I'm gonna have to live in a trailer, probably out in the
or
outback
or go
somewhere,
or go somewhere I don't want to go and do something I want
because
don't
love
want to do.
requires sacrifice.
Right, exactly. All right. We believe that love demands sacrifice. So now we associate God. It's like if God is love and love equals sacrifice, then God demands the greatest sacrifice of all. So of all things I want to avoid, it's going to be God.
Right.
And love.
Right.
But yet I'm going to be like, oh, but I can't help but want love. I want love. Oh, if only I had love. So am I seeking for love? I'm really seeking for sacrifice.
Yeah. I love you, God. I'm going to stop dancing this week, even though I love dancing, but I'll sacrifice it for you. I love you, God, but I'm going to
stop doing everything I really love and enjoy. Okay. So then it says, so that is the way. Now we've come full circle. This is the way to begin a new year in true love, in true joy, and true freedom. This is the way to do it. Give all your relationships to Spirit and say, and give them to the Holy Spirit as part of yourself. And tell these people, I know that you will be released from guilt and pain unless I want to use you to imprison myself in guilt and sacrifice. In the name of my freedom, I choose your release from guilt and sacrifice because I recognize we will be released from guilt and sacrifice together. That is how you begin a new year.
With all your relationships.
With all your relationships.
Every time sacrifice comes up, this is the go-to prayer.
So that you can have a truly...
on a silver platter.
Yes.
Handed to us. Just say this prayer. Every time this new year that sacrifice comes up for one or both or all or whoever or one group versus the other group, do this prayer.
This is the way to have a truly new year. What would be a truly new year? A truly new year is where all of your relationships were made happy and free.
Yeah.
You know, for you.
I can't have joy if you're not joyful.
Damn straight.
And you're not joyful if you're having a sacrifice.
Amen to that.
And so it is possible, though, that we both experience joy
together
if we give it over to Spirit.
And ask for God's
this relationship
win-win
to you,
answer.
And Spirit will do it.
That's exactly
Spirit
right.
will go. I'm glad you recognize that cue card to give it to me, because right now there's sacrifice going on.
Exactly. Now, this is the way to have a truly new year where all of your relationships are made happy and free for you. This is also the way to, in this new year, accept and to take your place so long left unfulfilled in the Great Awakening.
Right.
This is how you take your part in the Great Awakening. Your part, which has been so long left unfulfilled. This is how you do it. Release people from the demand of sacrifice. Release the people you're in a relationship with from the demand of sacrifice. Release them from guilt. This is how you take your part so long left unfulfilled in the Great Awakening.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Way to bring that back around.
And this is how to have a new year full of what you truly, truly want in your heart of hearts.
Yep.
Okay.
For you and others.
There you go. And that's the end of the section. It's a miracle.
Right.
We actually finished a section.
We went a little over, but
that's right.
We started
just
a little late.
3 minutes, only 3 minutes and 45 seconds over.
That's pretty
so
good,
you guys, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, or thank you for sharing this class on your social media platform. And thank you for your super chats and your super stickers. Thank you for supporting this Course in Miracles ministry that Greg and I have together. thank you for supporting it, because our purpose, the purpose of our Course in Miracles ministry, is to share these ideas with the world so that the world all the sooner comes to the happiness, joy, and freedom that our Creator wills for all of us, which comes from releasing people from guilt, releasing people from the demand of sacrifice. All right.
All right. Love you guys. Happy holidays. Let's rip it up on 2026 with no sacrifice.
Amen.
If we do see sacrifice, say the prayer, give it over to Spirit.
That's right. Let us begin this new year in joy and freedom.
Joy, joy, joy.
And freedom. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And we will see you next time we see